and you have one undecided. The most movement wins. As you guys debate, this is your podium that you could stand at as you do your introductions. You guys have decided on the 20, 20, 20, right? You guys decided the 20, 20, 20 minute format, right? After their introductions and their rebuttals, there will be a short, could you let Mrs. McDonald?
Should I start filming already?
Yeah. After, hang out with us for a while, Mrs. McDonald. After the introduction and rebuttals, where's she at? She went to, why did she go to Patton? After the introduction and the rebuttal, there will be a short question and answer section, and that means questions from you guys and answers from them. You guys can directly go to their side, or you can ask the side directly, or you can ask for clarification. Yes?
Can we take notes on what they say?
You may take notes on what the other side says. And we always begin with the or side of the, is it on? Is it recording? Is it recording?
Yeah, I'm talking. It's recording.
Great. Introduction. Huh? What? It was against? For. Begin. Introduction.
Wait, 4? Yes, 4. Also, it's also.
Okay, so our group is Forward Movement Technologies Destroying Our Social Skills of Our Future Kids. We believe that technology has an increase of negative effects on people of ages ranging from children to adults. Things like video games and social media are the real problem due to how addicted people get and how little time we are willing to spend with their families, or at the worst, they forget they have one. In the article, How Digital Technology is Destroying Your Mind, it stated that a young Korean couple forgot about their newborn child due to their compulsive addiction to a video game. This is showing that not only video games can be addicting, but also it can be harming to your brain functions, causing you to be caught up in the game to an extent where you are forgetting about things you need to be doing. Also, gaming/technology can affect general health, specifically in children. In the article, in our digital world, are young people losing their ability to read emotions? It stated, UCLA scientists found that 6th graders who went 5 days without even glancing at a smartphone or television or other digital screen did substantially better at reading human emotions than 6th graders from the same school who continued to spend hours each day looking at their electronic devices. The quote is explaining that in the test they did, the children who did not use technology for 5 days did better than the others who continued to use it for 5 days. This is clearly showing that how technology is affecting children mentally. Another quote from the same article stated, you can't learn nonverbal emotional cues from a screen in the way you can learn it from face-to-face communication. When looking at a smartphone or anything of that sort, people are often not using face-to-face communication unless it's Skype or FaceTime. So how would you be able to improve your social skills through social media if you are just liking posts and commenting?
Continue.
Social skills are the skills we use to communicate and interact with each other, both verbally and non-verbally, through gestures, body language, and our personal appearance. Human beings are sociable creatures, and we have developed many ways to communicate our messages, thoughts, and feelings with others. Technology is destroying those social skills of our future kids and kids right now. Right now, there are a lot of kids on technology. Think of how many kids could be using technology right now when there's about 1.9 billion kids on Earth. They're playing their games, doing things on their phones or computers. Some kids have so much storage that they can get a lot of apps. Technology is ruining kids' social skills. However, it's not only technology, it's the things on technology too. There are apps, games, but the biggest thing is social media. Social media plays a big role in how kids are losing their social skills. There are so many kids that use it, and because of it, social skills are diminishing. Melissa Dahl states, at least 81% of teens ages 12 through 17 use social media sites including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, according to recent findings from the Pew Internet and American Life Project. It's the people on social media and the addictiveness of social media that makes kids want to use it, and that leads to the loss of social skills. Melissa Dahl also states 55% of girls and 34% of teen boys say, overall social media makes me feel more self-conscious about my appearance. 58% of teen girls say, seeing pictures of other people living glamorous looking lives on social media makes me feel bad about myself. Only 19% of teen boys have that same reaction. Another reason technology is ruining social skills is how much people depend on technology. People depend so much on technology, and instead of face-to-face interaction, instead they use Skype or other apps on their phones and computers. Stuart Wolpert states, she said the implications of the research are that people need more face-to-face interaction, and that even when people use digital media for social interaction, they're spending less time developing social skills and learning to read non-verbal cues. If people keep using technology, then we will keep losing social skills. We don't have enough face-to-face interaction. We use technology to connect friends, family, but in doing so, we are losing our social skills. Whitney Walker states, how many of you have rather talked to someone through text messaging, email, or social media to avoid face-to-face communication? We may not realize it, but in my opinion, being dependent upon technology has only conditioned us to become less social, interactive, and outgoing. We have also started making up our text speak. BTW, LOL, BOD, I'm sure you've all heard of them. People are even doing it in real life too. Instead of laughing, they're doing LOLs. That shows how much we depend on technology. Instead of talking in real voices, we have come up with more words because of the small screens. Technology is taking over our lives. We have started depending on technology so much it's really out of our hands. Brianna Ellison states, when we are with a group of friends, it's almost guaranteed at least one person is holding a conversation with another individual using a cell phone. A conversation might be held in person, but it's doubtful that everyone is paying full attention or that it contains much depth. We have started depending on technology, and we are letting it drill its way into our friends and family. Now we don't have real conversation, and instead we just play on our phone and check to see if we have any more followers. Brianna Ellison also states, a group of friends are sitting together at the table, supposedly enjoying a meal and catching up. However, the reality of the situation is that basically everyone is on their phones. No one's talking or interacting, noses are buried in their phones, and eyes focused solely on the bright blue screen. That's another example of how it's getting into our friends and family time. Technology has a presence in our world, and whether it's good or bad, we all have it in our lives.
And that was the for side of the motion, that technology is ruining the social skills of our kids. Now for the introduction on the opposing side, for the against the motion. Isabel Wolf.
So technology is not destroying the social skills of our future children because it can help grow relationships, sharing interests with other kids and other people who are on either social media or who they text message people with. And social media, it can help boost teens and kids' confidence, and they can help build skills to help them with the real world. So social skills, they are ways to interact with each other, but there are many different ways people can interact with each other through technology and through face-to-face. But some of the ways of interactions that we use with technology is either through work or through schoolwork, by communicating either using email or FaceTime to communicate with other work members. So for an example that I found on a website, that they showed a work with group skills that a group of people work together with split the group work in half to write an article using data and having one person write the article. But when another person came in who could easily outnumber them with their skills that they have, they can then take over, but they had to work through everything together using technology and working together using their social skills that they use technology with to communicate. So there are also other things that help boost kids' confidence, such as social media. And most people here use social media. Some people don't even have any. But there are several ways that it can help boost teens' confidence. One way that we found was an article by the Today Show that said that people had their confidence boost, had a confidence boost using selfies because they actually help them boost their confidence, feeling like they're ready to present themselves to the world, and even know that they are just ready to show people what they have. There are also ways that teens use social skills. For example, at school, like how we did today, we used our social skills to communicate through technology, using Skype chat rooms or even just normal text messaging by communicating with others. And we had to research things together, and then we had to come together and pull that all together, working together to make that all work together. And so these also, FaceTime, it can help people with things such as people who are socially uncomfortable or stress talking face to face. It can help them a lot by doing that because it can help them, people who are more comfortable talking face to face but not in person, they can just talk to each other even if they're on another side of the country or even on the other side of a city or just not in the same area. People can really help be less shy, so when they actually go out to talk with other peers, they become more comfortable with what they're talking about, and they just feel like they can talk in front of classes or even just do presentations at their work. Which in the end can also end up having more confidence, being less shy, and being able to do things that they weren't able to do in front of classes before. So what particularly we use social skills and technology for is things like we use with a lot of group work. We really need a lot of group work to communicate with other people in the class, such as our debate as another example, and other classworks that we use outside of school, maybe even sports too, which we use technology to create things, to create other ways that we all communicate.
And we're still at the introduction.
All right, so I believe that technology is not destroying the social skills of our adolescents because it grows our relationships between common interests. It can build your confidence through social media or just talking to someone, and it can also help you build your delivery skills of what you're trying to say when you're talking to someone in general. So, as being a kid myself, I use technology quite a bit, whether it's FaceTime, Skype, or just messaging someone through texting. However, when I do this, I feel that I've built a lot of my own relationships through other people, and I can relate this back to Karis Rogerson, who wrote in October of 2015 that they wrote, "First of all, social media has allowed me to keep in touch with people I would otherwise have completely lost." I can definitely relate this to other people, and I believe that other people can relate this as well, because realistically, you don't always start out with the amount of friends that you may expect or not expect, but when you connect with your friends through social media or texting or like Skype, then you're able to also connect with their friends, and you can build your relationships through whether it's just your common interest or just the fact that you're friends with their friend. And it can really keep people together. You know, when that one friend moves away and you can't talk to them anymore, you're still able to communicate with them. You're still able to talk to them, catch up with them, and be able to discuss what they're thinking. But a lot of people accuse things such as Skype or FaceTime as robbing us of face-to-face interaction. But this isn't necessarily always the case, because it can also train you for actually talking to people in real life. It can really help build your confidence when you're talking to people and you go to do those kind of conversations, because you're used to talking to them. You know what you've been talking about recently, and you can catch up a bit more about what you're saying. Now, what most people think is that a lot of using the internet can typically break relationships between your friends, your family, or other things. However, most of the time, when you actually go to use that confidence that you've built up after talking to them, you know what they like, you know what it's okay and not okay to talk to them about. In fact, Erica Luke brings this up in her article, How the Internet Helps Improve Social Media for Teens. It says, 29% of teens report that using the internet social networking makes them feel less shy, and 20% claims it makes them feel more confident. This can definitely bring you to express yourself towards other people, because as other teens may experience, they're still trying to find themselves out. They're trying to find how they want to act around people and how they want to bring themselves to present to other people. And this can really help support how you think, because you're able to present yourself more with a lot more ease, because you've been talking to people and you know, I kind of like talking to people like this, so I'm going to practice a bit more by talking to people even if they're not directly in front of me.
In the audience right now, you guys are going to discuss for the next 2 minutes what arguments you liked, what arguments you thought were most effective. Just talk amongst yourselves while they're getting ready their rebuttals.
So what do you it's right here. Can I see it?
Was it recording?
But it still is. Sure.
Stop it.
It's okay. No, I want them to see themselves up there the whole time. You ready?
What if I see this? What if I see this? I'm supposed to. Yes. What would I say? No. But I have to do
All right, in about 30 seconds, they will be ready.
Can I do this? Can I do this? Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna do this I think that we about like what is when you were trying to say what's some part of the teens. Which one? I'm just thinking how about that one? Which one is better?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just to recap, we began with the motion is that technology is destroying the social skills of our kids. 52% of you were for the motion, have agreed with the motion. 43% have said they were against the motion, and 5% of us, or one person, aka one person, is undecided. All right. Some major arguments were thrown out here by our first group of debaters, and they discussed how many examples of how social skills are going away. They presented us some evidence, and they even gave us a harrowing story of a child that died due to a lack of being paid attention to by their parents playing some video game. On the other side, though, we've also got a more evidence that says that there was improvement with social skills, especially looking at a selfie, using social media. Also that our social skills are transforming in a way that is not only about the social skills that we have here, but that social skills have to transform. They used examples of Skype. They used examples of what you guys have already done here at this school. And both sides, I believe, are doing a really good job, all right? So as we begin with the rebuttals, I will invite the for side again to come up and rebut. Yeah, stand on the podium. Begin.
So you know how your group was talking about using the selfie website? So using the selfie website, also on the selfie website, their information also is being countered because on their website they even had information of how technology is also making teens feel less self-confidence about themselves and feel self-conscious, seeing other people feel glamorous about themselves. And they also mentioned Eric Gallup in one of their quotes, and that author does not seem very reliable. She does not have a PhD and does not seem to have proof about having written other articles about teens, and she doesn't have surveys and experience of this topic, as shown from the website. Also, as we said before, it says the exact amount of people say that 58% of teen girls say seeing pictures of themselves or other people living about glorious looking lives on social media makes me feel bad about myself. Only 19% of boys, teen boys, have the same reaction. So take a minute to ask yourselves, when you go out with a group of friends or even on a date, do you find yourself fiddling or browsing on your phone due to the dullness of the conversation or the lack of the interest? Do you see that happening?
Pause real quick, and then we'll let the other side, you can take a seat, Nathan, we're gonna go back and forth. Is there the other side, would you like to address what they said? If you could have your rebuttal come up. All right. Audience, please, this is a professional atmosphere. Begin.
So, as you said before, you stated that Eric Gallup was not a very reliable source. So I have a more reliable source if you'd like to hear, which is something you also stated, which is the Pew Research Center. And I have some statistics that can go against what you said. You've said that around 21% of teen social media users report feeling worse about their own life because of what they see from other friends or social media. However, when you think about it, 20% is not much. It's less than half of the people. So that seems that not the majority of kids feel that way. Also, only 83% of teen social media users say social media makes them feel more connected to information about their friends' lives. And 70% of social media using teens feel better connected to their friends' feelings through social media. Although they are not there together, they are still able to work on their social skills even if they are far away. And the technology allows people to work, to talk to each other, even if they're far away. Also, Eric Gallup has a master's in psychology, so...
All right, you may take a seat. You can go up. Is there a rebuttal from the floor side? You can go up to the side. All right. Hold on. Keep calm. Keep calm, please. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Go.
So for our thesis is technology is destroying the social skills of our future kids because of social media, less communication, and too much dependence on technology. Has Eric Gallup taken surveys? And from I read your website, no, she hasn't, from the teens. She does not have the experience with teens that could show that the proof is there. Also, the other percentage of teens that feel self-conscious is a very large amount. And you said earlier that it can better build relationships, aka Skype, FaceTime, and etc. From Skype, we're also spending less time to read nonverbal cues as we're not speaking face-to-face. Building relationships through one person to another is another thing that you said. How are we supposed to read nonverbal cues that show us that we are wanting to be your friends? And Skype can prepare you face-to-face or for face-to-face communication. That also has to relate to nonverbal cues because without nonverbal cues, that's a social skill. And we're losing that skill from Skype without being face-to-face and speaking about it.
Thank you. All right, we have All right, so here we go with another rebuttal of the rebuttal. Go.
Okay. So first of all, I'd like to bring up about this Eric Gallup person. You guys were kept on bringing up about like her education and stuff. Mainly that article discussed about her personal experiences and how she thought about that, which it didn't really require that many statistics or like hard facts, more or less just her personal experience and what she thought of it. She mainly reflected on that. Moving on, when you speak of Skype and FaceTime, first of all, you brought up how it helps prepare you for face-to-face conversation.
I said that's what you.
Okay. Anyways, when you were talking about how Skype kind of ruins face-to-face conversation as well as FaceTime, you can see nonverbal cues through the web camera. Anyways. In your introduction, you guys cited Melissa Dahl and her selfie article from the Today, and she mainly discusses about how the teens feel more confident over their selfies and when they see it up on social media. However, you did pull out the quotes where she was talking about them feeling more self-conscious. She also added some commentary there where she talked about how it could have also made them feel like they wanted to get up to that point so that they could feel like preparing themselves and making themselves dress a way that will make them feel more confident in themselves. So I'm not sure if you skipped over that commentary, but
No, you have to wait until she's done. Is there anything else you like to add?
I don't know where to start on this quote, so
Okay.
I'll
so-
let you go.
Yes, and you may add, when you're in rebuttal, you may add more to the point. Go ahead.
So as you're speaking about the selfie website and how she added her own commentary, so it's basically what you're saying is that Erica Loop or other teens seeing other selfies of other people that living glamorous lives are forcing them to change to be the better themselves. That's what you're saying, because they want to be more less self-conscious about themselves, and that's kind of a negative thing because they're forcing them to change.
Throughout your presentation, there are some points that you have made that I would like to question. First of all, you say that you bring up the point of kids not spending enough time with family to our attention, and you give up the story of the young Korean couple not feeding their kid. That is a tragic story. However, do you have any statistics about how often that occurs, or is that something rare that happens? Also, you also mention a lot about health impacts. However, our topic is whether or not technology is destroying the future of our social skills, not if it's damaging our health. So I would like to know how that relates to that. And then also, you said that video games and social media addiction can cause the kids to not pay attention or to not spend enough time with their family. However, on the Pew Research, they say that 79% of all teens instant message their friends, but only 27% do so daily. And the same goes for social media. And for email, 64% of all teens use email with friends, but only 6% do so daily. And just like with video chatting, video games, and messaging apps, a lot of teenagers do use those things, but they don't use it as frequently daily. Like, they don't use it as much daily. For example, 16% of boy gamers play in person with friends on a daily or near daily basis, and an additional 35% do so weekly. That amounts to 42% of all teen boys ages 13 to 17. However, 30% of boy gamers play over the internet with friends on a daily or near daily basis, and another 33% do so weekly. That amounts to 55% of all teen boys ages 13 to 17. If you think about it, if you look out into the audience, how many boys actually play every single day for hours upon hours, ignoring their family?
So she had left some questions there for you. She said that, what statistics did you have? Specific, you can go up there, whatever you want to do. But she also asked about, how does health correlate with social skills?
you said about the Korean family, it's actually rare